24-hour readathon. I am super excited to do this today. I have been super behind on my, what month is it? I almost said July books. June books. I kind of got into like a book hangover after I finished Black Leopard Red Wolf because that book was incredible. But yeah, I definitely was just stuck in that world, and I literally keep thinking about Tracker, who's the main character in that book. But yeah, so I was definitely into a huge book hangover, and I've also just been super busy and tired, and I just want to finish more books before the end of the month. So I thought this would be the perfect opportunity. I have some short books on my TBR that I can read, so we're gonna try to finish as many books as possible this 24 hours. This technically started about 11 a.m. It's like 11:45 now, but yeah, I've been reading. As you guys saw, the first book we have is All Boys Aren't Blue, which is a memoir manifesto YA novel by George M. Johnson, and he's basically detailing his life, what it's like to be Black and queer in America. I meant to read this for Blackathon, but I didn't read it all last weekend because it was Father's Day, my dad's birthday. I went home for the weekend and just enjoyed time with my family. Didn't feel like reading anything, so gonna finish this. I'm really enjoying it. I'm almost halfway through, but it's a really quick read. The font is huge. It's YA, so yeah, I'm really liking it. I just read this little letter that he wrote to his little brother. It was so sweet, and it brought tears to my eyes. Oh my gosh. Oh, but yeah, I'm really loving this book. I'll definitely talk about it more once we complete it, but you can see there I have a whole stack of books. Let me get them. These I may or may not get to. I think I'm definitely gonna try to finish On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous. You saw this in another vlog, but I read barely any pages. So definitely gonna try to finish this one. I would like to also finish My Sister the Serial Killer. I started this in January actually, but I was on my OB-GYN rotation, and OB-GYN, if you are interested in that field, know that you work a ton. I was so busy, I had no time to read. But yeah, I got like halfway through this book and I was loving it, but I just haven't gotten around to finishing it. So I thought this would be a great book to try to finish the 24 hours. And then I also started reading In the Distance by Hernan Diaz. This was also on my June TBR, and I'm really loving it. I mean, it's like a thicker book, so I don't think I'd be able to finish it, but it's an option. So we have those. I also have some other books that I could try to get to if these don't catch my attention, because I just want to read. So that is what we have. That is what we're doing. Let's see how much I can read. So I have read 100 pages of All Boys Aren't Blue. I think I'm going to take a little bit of a break, as in start a different book, just because this is nonfiction. I feel like this is a good book to kind of read in between other books. So I read 100 pages of this. I'm going to put it down for a little bit. But yeah, I'm really liking it a lot because he's not afraid to tell the facts, tell it like it is. He's not afraid to shy away from the oppression that the Black community has faced. He's not afraid to just put it out there and let you know. But he's also, I don't know, just like there's also some like happy moments because he's talking a lot about his family and how his family always was there for him, and he grew up in a very big, loving family, and they didn't care about his sexuality. We're gonna start another fiction book. I think I'm going to sit and read. We're gonna switch to On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous because I am a little bit into that, so I thought I can sit and read a bit more of that for a while and then go back to this, and hopefully we can finish both of those books kind of relatively quickly. It's like 1:30 now, so we still have a lot of time, so that's the plan. do a little update. I am on page 115 of On Arthur Briefly Gorgeous. How many pages is that? Hold on. So I read about a little over 50 pages of On Arthur Briefly Gorgeous, and I'm really starting to like get into it. I've been reading it non-stop, and it's just really good. So if you're not sure what this book is about, here is the cover. It's a literary fiction novel, and it's basically this boy is writing a letter to his mom and kind of just telling various stories about his life. Some of it's kind of sad. It's really focusing on what it's like to be Vietnamese American, what it's like to be mixed, being half Asian and half white in America. And right now he's talking about being in this relationship, I guess. I don't know if it's like a true relationship, but being in this relationship with this other boy. And that's kind of what we're talking about now. But his mom has like a lot of deep issues. I think schizophrenia kind of runs in their family, because he finally named it that's what his grandma had, and his mother definitely has some of those characteristics. So he's kind of talking about that, and it's just very interesting, and it's written really well. You guys can see I was like marking some passages that I find really beautiful and just very interesting. So yeah, I'm really liking it a lot. I'm starting to get really into it. So I think I'm going to keep reading more of this since I am really liking it. Okay, so it is about 6 o'clock and I have crossed the 100-page mark of On Arthur Briefly Gorgeous, or I've read at least 100 pages of On Arthur Briefly Gorgeous, and I'm getting tired. The tea isn't really helping, so I think I'm gonna take a bit of a break, like maybe like an hour break, and eat dinner and just relax a little bit before continuing reading. That's the only thing about like switching between books, is you don't feel accomplished because you haven't quite finished a book. But I read 200 pages, which is pretty good, I think. So I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. Sorry, I woke Toby up. I'm gonna take a little bit of a break and then come back and we can try to finish these 2 books before the end of the night. I think I can do it, and maybe start reading another book. I don't know, we'll see. Alright guys, it is past 10 o'clock, 10:30. I did it. I finished it. I'm not sure of my rating or my thoughts yet. I have to think about it. But it was a very strange book, but I really liked it. The ending was weird. I have to think about this more, especially like the endings. It kind of like went a little all over the place. So I have to kind of put my thoughts together, and also I'm tired. So I read the last 180 pages of this and then 100 pages of All Boys Aren't Blue. So 280, almost 300. So that's pretty good. I still have all tomorrow until 11 a.m. to definitely gonna finish this book tomorrow. I don't know. Reading these 2 books took way longer than I thought. I thought I would for sure finish these like way earlier today, but yeah, I'm learning that I'm actually a slow reader. I thought I was a fast reader. I feel like I'm actually not that fast, but anyway. So I'm gonna go to sleep now. I know a lot of people try to stay up during their 24-hour readathons, but that's not me. I like my sleep. But yeah, I'll catch you guys in the morning and we can finish All Boys Aren't Blue. And I finished All Boys Aren't Blue. It was really great. I have the same feelings as I felt before. I really enjoyed it. It's so awesome that this book like exists and teens can go and read this. It was just so great. I'm going to talk about it more at the end of the readathon because I have 1 more hour, so I want to keep reading. So my last hour, I'm going to try to get through My Sister the Serial Killer. I don't know if I can get far. I mean, I'm halfway through this book. So maybe, I mean, the chapters are really short. It's written like in short little vignettes. So let's see how far I can get in this, and then we can wrap up the whole reading vlog. But yeah, let's do it. It is a little bit past 11. I stopped reading after 11, but then I got like distracted and stuff. But let's wrap up this 24-hour readathon. I think it was a success. I read over 450 pages, which I think is pretty good. Finished 2 books, also pretty good. So I'm really happy with this readathon. So let's go back through the books that I read. I finished On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Vuong. I read a total of 180-ish pages of this, and I think I'm just gonna give it a 3-star. It wasn't a bad book. It was good. It was well written, but towards the end, like you can even see towards the end, I like don't have any tabs marked. It just got a kind of like convoluted, and the writing was good, but I'm trying to see how to explain it. Like the timelines are kind of all over the place. On like 1 page, he would be going back and forth between 2 timelines, and it got a little confusing. And I don't know, it just kind of took me out of the story. I was reading some reviews of this last night on Goodreads, and this one lady put it really well. She was like, there are these beautifully sounding sentences that make no sense, which is exactly how I felt with this. This was good. I see why people like it so much, and it's not a bad book or anything, but it just kind of got a little like, for me. But I definitely recommend it if you're interested. I mean, it's a nice literary fiction. This author started off as a poet, and you can definitely tell you get that. There are even some parts where it's like he tried to write it like poetry. Let me see if I can show you. This where he was kind of trying to write it like poetry. It was still good. Yeah, so 3 out of 5 stars. And then after that, I finished All Boys Aren't Blue by George M. Johnson, and this was really great. I think I'm going to give this 4 out of 5 stars, which I know sounds weird. Like I feel kind of weird not giving it a 5 stars because it was still a really great book. Definitely very important. I think a lot of people should read this, especially teens. I think you'll get a lot out of it. You learn a lot. I learned some things through this, and it was just done really well. It was very like matter of fact. He wasn't shying away from anything, but it still had like a more positive tone on it, which I appreciate. And yeah, I just like, he's talking about his family and everything like that. I just thought this was excellent. And I also think that parents who have children that are going through something similar, who are like finding themselves or identifying themselves as queer or part of the LGBTQIA plus community, I feel like a parent would also get a lot out of this and see things from their kid's perspective. If they're not really sure what's going on with them, I feel like that could also be really good. But yeah, I thought this book was excellent, very important. I think it's so awesome that this was written and that like teens have access to this. That's amazing, because I was a teenager, there were definitely not books like this definitely not. So I think it's great, but it just didn't give me that, like, I usually give 5 stars to books. It's just like a gut feeling. I just finish it and I'm like, that was a 5-star book. And this just didn't have it, but it was still amazing, and I definitely recommend if you are interested. I really loved it. So there's that one. Okay, so then the last hour, I tried to read as much as I could of this, My Sister the Serial Killer by Oyinkan Braithwaite, and I love this book. I only read about 60 pages of this. I'm almost done. I'm probably going to finish it. Like, I got this far. Look how much I have left. I'm probably going to go ahead and just finish this today because I really want to know how it ends. But yes, I don't think I talked about this. This is exactly what it sounds like. You're following these 2 sisters in Nigeria, and one is a serial killer, and the other sister has to kind of help her after she kills her boyfriend. She keeps killing her boyfriends, and the sister kind of has to like deal with the aftermath, and like she just gets so frustrated because her sister keeps getting away with everything, and her sister's really beautiful and men just fall for her, and her sister is like, how can you not see what's wrong with her? But yeah, I really like it. I don't know, I think this is going to be a 5-star read. Like when I was first reading it back in January, I thought it was going to be a 5-star read, and I'm still getting that feeling. I'm just loving it. I love how it's written. I love how it's not like too fluffy. The author just gets straight to the point, but it's still written really well, and I can still visualize everything and see everything and understand what the main character is feeling. I don't know, I just think it's great. I'm loving it a lot. I definitely recommend it if you are interested. But yeah, I'm probably gonna finish this today, and it's probably gonna be a 5-star depending on how it's ending. Overall, I think this was a pretty good 24-hour readathon. We had some great books. Yeah, I definitely recommend all of them, so that's pretty good. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this 24-hour readathon. I had a lot of fun doing it. So glad I was able to push through, get some of these books done before the month ends. Let me know what you guys thought, and I will catch you guys in my next one. Bye.